Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. Thank you for stopping by today. It came to my attention that not everybody even knows what a dating coach does. So I wanted to share a couple reasons why people do choose to have a dating coach of their own. I know you know I'm a matchmaker. You obviously know why people come to a matchmaker. They want to meet people outside their social circles and have a little bit of coaching along the way if they're lucky enough to have a matchmaker who enjoys the coaching part of that relationship. But a lot of what I loved about that matchmaking relationship was the date coach aspect, which led me to become then a private dating coach. And if you were wondering why people choose to do that, that's what I wanted to share with you today. Some reasons that people choose to work with a dating coach. If that's interesting, I hope you'll stick around because that's what's coming up. If you're new here, maybe you didn't know that I am a matchmaker and a dating coach, but that's what I do. When I'm not sharing things that come up with clients with you, I'm dealing one-on-one with clients. And the reason that a lot of people choose to do that is because sure, you can watch the videos, and I do the videos because I just love my clients and I love sharing what we learn together with you here. But I don't know your history and I don't know your challenges. So when people want that personal approach to the dating advice and the dating ears and trying new things and finding new tools, often that's why they will have a dating coach, because they want for someone to know them well enough to offer very specific tools and ideas for them. Secondly, people reach out and hire a dating coach because what they're doing currently isn't working. And they need a new set of eyes and ears on the subject to see what they're possibly doing wrong and to be able to get some feedback in that regard. That I did this and he didn't respond, or he never called again. What do you think? This is what we talked about. And that way I can offer a second opinion to what they're thinking, because they're not really sure, being so close to the situation from the inside. Sometimes having someone on the outside is helpful, and that would be another reason. Along with what they're doing not working would be because sometimes people get stuck in patterns. They have certain thought processes, or they have a certain inner dialogue that's on a loop that they hear over and over again that keeps them from breaking out of that or seeing things as they truly are or could be. And they need somebody to point that out to them, that this pattern that they've created, this loop that they're in, isn't working to their benefit. And I can't do that for people over the video, nor could any dating coach obviously realize what that loop is for you. It would depend on really knowing you and having conversations about that to figure it out together. So breaking old patterns and creating new ones, new habits, is another reason somebody would want a private coach. If you've been dating for any period of time and it feels like you've been dating forever, or if you are new to dating after not having dated in a long time, especially my clients who are over 50, I would say, but often women in their 40s and 30s as well, your confidence can take a hit from putting yourself out there over and over again and not finding what you're looking for. And we start to question whether it's us. Are we doing something wrong? Are we the part that's making it not work out? Or is it just that we're not meeting that right someone? So confidence is a huge part of going out there and being your best. And that's a lot of what we talk about sometimes with clients that really have to get back in touch with all their qualities that make them such a great catch and so deserving of love out there. So working on our confidence and getting in touch with all of our positive qualities and our gratitude is another part of what we do, and a reason people like having a coach. For a lot of my older clients who are dating for the second time around, the apps are baffling and they don't know the rules. And I think there are rules and definitely best practices, if not rules, for using the dating apps as a woman in her 50s. So a lot of times we work together on creating a profile that will be sending out the message of who this person truly is, and not misleading in any way, and not turning off anybody in any way because of a negative attitude. So we work on creating a profile, making sure our pictures are all in order, looking at the tone of what we're saying, and sharing the things we want to, while also remembering to be safe and not overshare or put ourselves at risk for some of the scams that go on out there. So sometimes people come to a dating coach just to get their dating app in order. Or sometimes, which would be my next point, people come because they want to have a little bit of a brush up on style maybe, and or things like the makeup video I just did, what makeup to wear on a first date. I think that probably depends on the dating coach and the client, but I find that sometimes we do have those conversations and we kind of have like a little fashion consult, makeup consult, make sure you're bleaching your teeth, and putting together outfits can be fun if you have somebody else helping you do that. At least a second opinion or a second set of eyes on that as well, and that's always fun. Speaking of second opinions, sometimes after the first or second date, things go in directions that are baffling to the other person who's wondering, what happened? Where did this person go? Or what are they thinking? Or he said this and I don't know what that means, because we're not mind readers and not everybody's a great communicator. So I offer up some tools and tips on how to communicate better with someone in the early stages of dating, and finding a method that works best for my client's personality, because that's not just across the board. Not everybody, I realize, is like me, who's just gonna call up and say, what's going on? Not everybody wants to handle it like that. So it's more a personalized approach to helping you with some of the challenges that come up in the early dating time frame. I don't know if you realize this, because you have your own set of dating goals, but not everybody's looking for the exact same thing. So sometimes we start out our process of working together by really defining what we're looking for and what those goals are. I know that what you're looking for seems like, of course, everybody's looking for that same thing, but that isn't actually the case. And people have different setups, different experiences that they're looking for with dating, with different end goals. So defining that and making that clear for the person who is out there dating can be very helpful. And sometimes that's something we work on together between a client and a coach. Different people are coming out of different situations. Some people have lost a partner, some people are divorced, some people amicably, some people not so amicably. And those all influence how we approach dating. So trying to not only figure out our goals in dating, but our priorities, what we're looking for, and avoiding certain patterns, helping to flesh out what those signs might be to not repeat old patterns, overcoming feelings that have come from the last relationship to make that segue into a fresh start can often be a part of working with a dating coach. Setting one's standards, also not just knowing what you're looking for long term, your goals, but getting that self-esteem, getting rid of bitterness, getting rid of bad feelings, and going out there with a very positive attitude and a strong self-confidence is really important when you're dating. And sometimes that can't be done just by oneself. You need somebody to throw some ideas back and forth and offer some guidance. So that would be the other thing that we work on quite often. And then finally, with some of the people I work with who are just so new at being out there again, so kind of breaking that up into different pieces and figuring out a way to approach dating, not as somebody in their 20s this time, but as somebody in their 40s, 50s, or 60s, it is a really great starting place to figure out who you are now and what we need now and what this all looks like and how it works in 2021. So if you are looking for a dating coach, I will leave my contact information to my website down in the description bar below, where it always is actually. There's a whole about section which asks a lot of questions. If those are questions you have or things you would like to take charge of in your dating life, then maybe a dating coach is for you. I'm in Chicago, but I have clients all over the country, both coasts actually, and one out of the country. I don't think that location matters. Our conversations are all virtual, which feels very much like this, but just more personalized than some of the more general information I offer up here. I hope you found that interesting, maybe even helpful. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel where there's always more of the things we are talking about in the date coaching that come up with clients, and I share them here with a little perspective. If that's interesting, hit that subscribe button, the ring bell, and then you're notified every time I upload a new episode. Would love to have you back. And until then, thanks for being here today, and have a good one.